Learned from that day's Shamrock sales. Happy birthday, Mark!
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Are you searching for a helping hand in life? Look no further. Integrated Behavioral Health Services is your answer. They're your compassionate, trusted partners committed to guiding you from challenges to triumphs. Their licensed professionals offer personalized therapy for individuals, couples, and families. At IBHS, the focus is you. Experience a life-changing transformation in an environment tailored to your unique needs. Visit ibhealthservices.com today and take that first step towards a brighter future. Discover the power of healing with Integrated Behavioral Health Services. You're not alone. Let them walk this journey with you.
Acres is bringing you the nation's largest indoor display of John Deere equipment and technology. Acres 2024 Ag and Turf Expo showcases everything from tillage and planting to application and harvest. We'll also offer the latest industry insights from ag professionals across the state. Join us in Grand Island at Fauner Park March 21st and 22nd. Go to acres.com/expo24 for a complete schedule of speakers and activities.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Drinking and driving causes serious harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. In 2021, 65 people were killed in Nebraska by a car crash involving a drunk driver. Do not drink and drive. By drinking less, you can still be here for your loved ones. If you or loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Reading may be the most valuable skill your child will ever learn. And research proves that when children read outside the classroom, they do much better in school. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. It's easy to picture yourself reading with a young child curled up in your lap, but don't forget about your older children. They also need encouragement to read. So set aside some time to read together and help your child achieve and succeed.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Tominaga was hot for the Huskers. He had 30 points in the ball game. They are a lock for the tournament. They are in. They are a lock.
Write it down.
Nothing could take away Nebraska.
Where do you have
basketball.
them at?
Well, I'm curious if Bilotology and Jake are on the same page. I'd say 8 to 9 seed right now. I don't think it's a 10.
I say an 8.
Okay.
I say an 8 seed right now.
8 to 9
That's
seed.
right. I see him as an 8.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome into The Breeze. I'm Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. A little bit of different music here as we're kind of cleaning up some of that stuff for the streams here. But nonetheless, this is still The Breeze. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. No Haas in yet. He'll be hopping in the stream here shortly. But nonetheless, we got DP, the boss man, next to me. DP, how's it going on this Sunday?
It's cold.
Yes.
Cold is the operative word for how it is today. It's beautiful out, but it's cold. I was in my head, I got up, got my good music on for Sunday mornings, got my workout in, and I was like, okay, I'm making notes for the week, all the things that's going on in a busy week. Of course, last night, got out of Omaha late with the Supernovas, a record-setting crowd.
Yeah, it was 12K. I think it's
12,090, and to watch that kind of develop, and then the great bounce back because they had a tough Thursday night against Atlanta. So you always wonder, what the crowd reaction and response is, but they did a really good job of marketing and branding. Everything was green, so they had green warm-up shirts, and they sold a lot of green gear, and there's green all over the building. It was special, like all their graphics were green. And you never know how somebody's going to bounce back after losing a tough one. But they bounced back. They made some adjustments and got it done. The crowd was fantastic. That's the best, not only the biggest attendance, but that was the best crowd. Like that crowd partied. That crowd knew it was a special night, and the team played accordingly to do that. And now we get a week or so off to kind of dive in and bask in the madness. The madness has a different vibe this year in Lincoln, Nebraska. Yesterday had a different vibe with the men playing the semifinals. Great start, couldn't finish, but that's okay. And the beauty of that was that they're pretty sure they're going to be in the NCAA tournament, and that the Husker fans get to be a part of it, and the ticket will be a part of it. We'll go wherever they go. We're going to send somebody to wherever the men are, and then we'll send somebody to wherever the women are, just to cover and track and be a part of it. And, of course, we will be Thursday and Friday day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We'll be at Buffalo Wings and Rings, our normal March Madness kickoff. We'll do our brackets. We'll do our team challenge. We'll do our ping pong balls to involve everybody. We're going to do 2-day of ping pong balls this year. So we'll do Thursday and Friday. So even if you're spending time with us, you get 2 ping pong balls and you get a chance to win prizes. And they've got some really cool prizes set up. So to do that. And then, it's going to be a busy week. There's a busy week in town. Watch the Haymarket with baseball at home, softball at home. There's a big gymnastics event at Devaney Center yesterday. Women's gymnastics just finished. Scores off the charts. So it's a busy weekend. And today we'll get to see the final conference champions being crowned. I'm pretty sure there was no one who predicted Wisconsin, Illinois in the Big Ten tournament championship.
After I saw Wisconsin shoot 16 of 21 before it was their first game in the tournament, I was like, they might be back. They're getting a lot of confidence.
Nobody at the beginning of the season said, who's going to, when we get to Big Ten Sunday championship game, it's going to be Wisconsin and Illinois.
That's fair.
Nobody said
no,
that. Nobody said that. Nobody said, hey, North Carolina State's going to win the ACC tournament. Like the number 10 seed just rolls through and knocks off 4 higher seeds. Nobody. This is what I want. Like it's a big part of this. We're in the sports talk business, but let's be clear. Like anybody that says they know what's going to happen in sports doesn't know sports.
Especially when you're talking about March Madness.
You could say that about most things. Sports that other than naming or projecting that the team that was recently the best team is going to be the best team, you don't know. Like, okay, raise your hand if you said before the season that Nebraska would win 23 games.
Haas, we got Haas in here now too. Haas, did you believe that Nebraska would win 23 games at the beginning of the season?
Well, with the Asian Curry, anything was possible. The way he played at the end of last year. 23 games, I don't know about that. But throughout the year, the way we were talking about it. Like they're going to win 4 or 5. They're going to go do this. They're going to do this. People think I'm crazy when I say Nebraska's much better than they're ranked. They are. They're much better than they're ranked.
Yeah, I'm not like I saw a couple of bracketologies yesterday before the Illinois game that had them at 7.
Yeah, Joe Lenardi's got us at 8, his final.
At 7 and 8. And here's my thing. If you lose to a team that's number 2 in your conference and a 3 seed, if that's the metric, you're better than an 8.
Mm-hmm.
You're better than an 8. And I get that it doesn't really matter because a year ago we would have offered body parts and cash for Nebraska to be talked about so casually as an 8 seed.
Yes.
Like we would have just went, wait a minute, what? like
I might have gave you 10 years off my life.
Right. Like literally like a year ago today, if we said, no worries, Husker fans. Not only are the women going to be in the tournament, but the men are going to be in the tournament too. Get out of here. Like,
yeah. And I'd be thinking like, oh, NIT, like one of those.
Yeah, like what are you even talking about? Look, we would have celebrated being in the NIT.
Oh, yeah, I would have counted that.
We would
No
have
problem.
absolutely celebrated being in the NIT. So I and again, Haas, we refer back to what we know, right? That we were a part of a program that won every district title for 21 of 23 years, right? And all we heard all the time was, well, you know, you're going to lose in the regional. You're not going to win states. And you go, you win 30 games every year. You know how many programs would love to be, oh, woe is me. We only win 30 games every year. We don't win 35. And that's sometimes, like I listened to the fan base yesterday. Going into the day, Fred Hoiberg wouldn't have had to walk down O Street. They would have carried him.
Yes.
After the game, it was the criticism. I'm like, wait a minute. This dude just got this program into the NCAA. He was competing on tournament semifinal Saturday.
Mm-hmm. And Illinois is a really good team. I don't know if you watch Shannon Jr., but he's a really
They could
good
win
player.
the whole stinking thing.
They're good.
And Nebraska was competitive and was leading for 2/3 of the game. So okay, that's where I am with it. I'm thrilled for today. I'm thrilled for I'm pondering because I was gonna again if it wasn't 35 degrees, I'd be down at Haymarket and down at Bowling watching softball and baseball. But
that'd be nice.
The short walk from home to the station changed that. Like it was the wind was smacking me to the point where tears are rolling down my face.
I started my car this morning. It's March 17th.
Yeah, like and so I said, no, I don't think I'm going to do that. But I believe both the men's and women's teams are having watch parties for Sunday, Selection Sunday. And then shout out to the folks down at Firethorn. So they're going to host the watch for the media watch where the team will be. And then, you know, depending on my mood, I may go. Like I may make my way down there. Although a part of me says, hey, bro, you talked for 5.5 hours yesterday. You should probably go to sleep.
Yeah, and you've been traveling a lot too.
So Haas, tease us, tempt us. What's the weather there?
Weather's amazing. Sorry I was late. I was in negotiations actually, and this is going to be my last show on the Breeze on 93.7 The Ticket because I'm taking my talents to College Station in April.
It scared me.
Scared me. Like, just salt in the wounds, man. Just hey, reopen that cut, Haas. Reopen it. Hey, just put your 2 fingers right on the bruise. Just do that. Yeah.
Just too busy negotiating and just going to Texas A&M.
Who from Aggie Lane called? Did they fly the plane to get you in the dark of the night? Or did you go? Did you go at sunrise just to not care?
Alberts himself just reached out and he said,
Yeah. Look, that makes perfect sense.
At least he told me in person, not an email. So
He didn't text you.
So the Cody crybabies are so loud everywhere. It's not just in the WWE. So DP,
You're so right. You're so
it's
right.
So
bro.
bad. It's so bad.
Oh.
So what I said last week was, if Nebraska wins the Big Ten championship, they deserve a 3 or 4 in the NCAA tournament. And holy crap, did I get roasted for that? I'm sorry.
But you were right.
If they win the Big Ten championship, they definitely deserve a 3 or a 4.
You could have been in the conversation of a 2. You could be. Look, if Illinois wins the Big Ten,
yeah,
they're going to be a 2 seed. If Purdue, whether they want it or not, they're going to at least be a 2 seed because it's the number 2 conference in the country. And for you to get through that, if you win a conference tournament, you're playing best at the time of the tournament.
So what do you think it is for them to have Nebraska so far? Is it the non-con schedule? Or is it the name? Why
it's
is
the
Nebraska?
name? It's the name. You put Michigan State on what they did, 3 seed, how many wins they have, beating a 1, beating Wisconsin, overtime against Illinois, what they did in January, February, they would be a 3 or 4 if that was Michigan State. Period.
Yeah, the Izzo factor is in play. The Duke factor is in play. Houston was a 1 and got beat by 28. Tennessee, Purdue. Look, if you were a 1 seed in your tournament, you had a bad week. Like, you had a bad week. So, and it's no different in the men's game as the women's game. You know, Nebraska played in the Big Ten championship game. And they went to overtime. They were leading the number 2 team in the country.
With a couple seconds left.
So look, I get that it's relative. And I get that it is based on, first of all, there's literally nobody who can watch every team every game.
Yeah, there's not enough hours in the day.
So it really is speculative. And whatever formula you have, it doesn't account for chemistry, heart, none of that. Like, you can't. But if you play in your conference tournament championship, the rules of engagement should be that at the time in which the seeding is happening, you're number 2 in your conference. Like, wait a minute. And if you've had a good run to that point, if you're at 20 wins and you're playing in the conference championship, you should be talked about. And if you won 30 games and then you lost in the second round of your tournament, oh boy, you have to reconsider. So yeah, Nebraska in legitimate. Don't tell me that Nebraska isn't one of the top 30 teams in the country. I'm not buying that.
Dayton's better. Dayton from the Atlantic 10 is better.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? And you can have, listen, I mean, like, I'm one of those dudes that I watch just copious amounts of college basketball to a fault because it starts to blur, right? But then as you watch, you realize that 1, matchups matter, 2, style of play matters, and then 3, situation and circumstance. Are you healthy? Is the player happy? Right? Like Haas knows. Like, yeah, there's a bunch, right?
Right here.
This
matters the most.
Yeah. But we don't know heart and we don't know how to measure it. And then sometimes, and we forget that it's just your time. There's no metric for NC State winning an NCAA championship when they did. They were the 6th best team in the ACC based on all things, but then they got on a run in the ACC tournament, and then they stayed on a run throughout the NCAA tournament. That's kind of what happens.
Yeah.
So this year's tournament is based on this. Every single men's team in the country can be beaten by every single team in the tournament.
Yeah. That's pretty well proven at this point. We're seeing it more and more. The upsets are getting crazier by the year. Remember when it was Virginia? They lost to the Golden Retrievers. I was like, oh my God, it finally happened. 1 seed.
By 20.
What? Yeah, lost to a 16 seed. And now
By
it's
20.
again and again and again. And St. Peter's Peacocks, they're in it again this year. So who knows if they got another run under their belt. But yeah, I just think that's going to be more common trend, that there's just too many good players now to have these teams like a Duke. They could just constantly dominate you. I think it's just going to be, there's going to be your favorites, but I don't feel super strong about anyone outside of UConn. I still like UConn a lot.
So DP, the thing that I have a problem with is people just go, and the Cody crybabies are everywhere, and they go look at things and they look at reports, and it's the same with Brock Purdy. They look at reports and they look at things. What'd you say?
I've done my research.
You didn't watch a freaking game, because if you did, then you'd realize Brock Purdy actually has it. So, but the Cody crybabies go and they're like, well, the Big 12 is so good and they have all these teams, and Houston is really good and BYU is really good. Kansas is so good. Okay. Ohio State would beat BYU right now. And Ohio State's the 10 best team in the Big 12. So to say the Big 12 is not a top 2, top 3, top 4 conference, that's just not knowing basketball.
Well, here's the thing. You could know basketball. Like, I don't want to go that deep with it because I'm a member of the club that I don't want BYU in my bracket. I don't care how good you are. I don't care what kind of style you play. A point guard driven, 3-point shooting, high IQ defending BYU team is not who I want to face with a one and done situation and circumstance. Because if they're on, they beat you. Period. They beat you. If they're off, they're worse than the number 10 team in the Big Ten. If they're on, they beat everybody in the Big Ten. Style of play, it's no different. They're Nebraska West. Right, that they have their flaws, and the flaws can be taken advantage of. But when they're on, when Nebraska's playing well, and we still have to define what playing well in air quotes is for Nebraska.
I think it was that Indiana game. That's probably what you would look at.
Right, that you would say, okay, K-State's got it cooking. That's a pretty good thing. It would have been nice to have yesterday's first half rink mass in it. Friday's Juwan Gary and Bryce Williams. Yesterday's Jamarcus Lawrence.
Wisconsin CJ Wilcher.
You needed CJ Wilcher. You needed the grown up in the room to do that. You needed Purdue's Sam Hoiberg, right? If that group shows up, it doesn't matter. Remember, that group beat Purdue by 20. So it doesn't matter. BYU's the same way. There's certain Marquette. I don't want Marquette in my bracket. I don't want to see Marquette across from me. It's all relative. I'm not sure that you said UConn. And I like UConn because of the way that they beat good teams. But UConn's the type of team that's going to crap the bed against a bad team.
Yeah, those are always the things where it's like
they're going to be like if you don't get UConn early,
they don't give up a lot of runs.
Yeah, if you don't get UConn early in this tournament, they're going to run CU Final Four, and then it's a brawl. But I'm not sure that that's the case for anybody else. Like who? Okay, Haas, give me the 4 best teams in the country. Right.
Is Purdue in there for you guys? Is Purdue no question still?
Okay. Again, it's relative to you and your perspective. What do you value most? How you're playing now?
Matchups.
Your most recent consistency, depth. What are you rating it on? We have these discussions without determining what matters. If Zach is truly the best player in the country, and I think it's fair to say that he is, that he makes them a valued threat to actually end up in the Final Four simply because now again, if they get BYU in their bracket, Marquette,
there's a problem there,
right?
Even in Nebraska,
like the best thing that like we now know that like they don't want to see Wisconsin again.
Mm-hmm.
So Haas, who's your 4? I'll give you 8 and I'll give you 12. Right. So UConn, Purdue, Tennessee, Iowa State, Carolina, Houston, Illinois, Baylor, Marquette, and Arizona.
So the 3 that stick out to me, and this is controversial, UConn would be one. The way that the committee works, Iowa State would be the second overall, even though they have 7 losses, even though Houston had a significantly better advantage during the regular season. Just the spanking that they gave yesterday. They deserve to be. They took over that spot. It's like the Texas Alabama in the NCAA men's football. In that Texas was a little bit ahead just because they beat them. And so that's why Texas was the 3, even though Alabama was the better team. So Houston's the better team, but Iowa State gets to be 2. Purdue gets to be 3 just because the Big 12 deserves it. And then now it boils down to who's 4. Is it Carolina? Is it Houston? Is it a member of the SEC? Is it Tennessee? So the 4th one is the hardest one. But I'm going to be controversial and say Iowa State is the second best team in the country based off of yesterday.
Actually, I go Iowa State a lot. Those are going to be my top 4.
Here's the thing. What I love about my current mindset, my current mental space, is that I decided Thursday that I was going to be a rebel, and this is how I'm going into the NCAA tournament. Nobody's seeded. I'm not. Here's why. For whatever matchups, there's some other people who are just going to decide who's 1 through 70. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not that dude. Not going to be that dude. Not trying to be that dude. 1 through 70. That means 140 teams are going to be picked, men's and women's, and you're going to try to tell me who are the most likely to win in those matchups.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's literally how. Like here's who's likely. Here's who would be favored to win, not who's gonna win, not what the matchups are, any of that. So tonight at 7:00, I will begin basketball season and go, oh, okay. So here are the first 8 teams are going to play, right? First 4 that are going to play. Cool. Who's going to win those games? Because who wins those games determines the next matchup. The other matchups that are set, I will just look at the first round. And the first round, because if you don't know, if you're wrong about the first round, the rest of it is wasteful.
You can ask Jake Sorensen about his Sweet 16 teams last year. I think he had like 1 or 2.
Yeah, like it's wasteful. So I'll say this. Haas, and this is when I knew, even after watching as much basketball as I watched, I could not have chosen an All-America team. Haas, could you have taken could you name 5 players that you would say are absolutely the 5 best or your 5 favorite players? I think 5 favorite players is more likely than the 5 best players in the college players in the country, men or women.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
Right, okay, here we go.
I'll take Caitlin Clark. I'll start my team with her.
I'm not sure I even do that.
Oh, stop it.
Stop as much
it.
as I don't make it, but
if you're asking me what you want me the best team now, or do you want me to tell you who the best player is going to be?
Stop.
Juju,
are we creating the best team 1 through 5?
Listen, Juju did stuff that Caitlin didn't do as a freshman.
Yeah. I know she's amazing.
If you're going to compare, you have to compare.
I'm taking the best scorer I've seen in college basketball. Girls college.
Who, Cheryl Miller?
Basketball. I was watching Cheryl Miller. I wish I could say I was, but I'll be honest with myself.
Okay.
If you think if you think Caitlin Clark is just a scorer, that's the biggest problem.
I'm not going to. First, okay, so again, this is where I get riled up. We have discussions, GOAT discussions, and it's like, wait a minute. You're having opinion on players that you didn't see against people who saw those players actually play.
Okay, I was thinking we're drafting current players.
We
not
can do
all-time.
no. So current players.
Okay.
How many times?
Yeah,
have
like
you watched
I didn't know
TJ play?
Cheryl Miller could guard Caitlin
Hoss-
Clark right now.
Hoss, how many USC games have you watched this year?
2.
Harrison?
USC games?
Yes.
I probably got like 3-2. Yeah, I'm
Right,
probably right
like,
around there.
See, this is my point.
Oh yeah, I agree.
This is my point. You watched a lot. You were fed a ton of Caitlin Clark games.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really wanted to tell me that Caitlin's better than Juju, or that she's better than Reese, tell me how much of the other you watched. If you're only watching one thing, you have no idea.
To be fair, I did watch quite a bit of LSU this year, and I don't know the LSU women's team. They're still good. They'll still have a shot in March Madness, but it's been a bumpy road for them. It's just been inconsistent.
Sorry,
no.
no. We're comparing Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and all these other jabronis to the Rock right now. No,
I think they only have
no.
Hoss, say that again, because that's absolute gospel.
We are comparing Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre to The Rock.
Right.
Sorry. I turned off SmackDown at 8:40
when
The Rock was done.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, because look, it's not going to get any better.
They're 28-5.
They lost 5 games.
It's a bumpy road.
Like, this is why I say it's all of it is hilarious to me. That is like, wait a minute, man, what? They had a rough year. How many games did they lose? Oh, they won 28 of 33, and they'll be. It's so much, man. It's so much that, and I love it because that's why sports is so fun. It's because nobody's right. Like nobody's right. You just.
I wish we had a dumb button that was 5 minutes long. Erase that real quick.
Like
so, June 7th. June 7th. Can you get me some tickets, DP?
For June 7th, where?
Indiana against the Mystics.
Oh, you're so funny. You're so funny. Pete Ferguson, you're dead on. You're dead on. That if you ask me who my top 3 players in the country, Alyssa Peely from Utah is in the top 3. And if you haven't watched the round mound to rebound, she is just a bowling ball, an absolutely whirling dervish.
Was that the one that got the insane number of rebounds this year?
No,
that was the high school level.
No, Alyssa Peely, let me tell you. Haas, she literally is okay, truthfully, she's my favorite player to watch this year. She's my favorite player to watch this year. The Utah connection certainly matters, but she's just Haas, she's the kind of player that we want to coach because she plays the way we would want to play. And that's a thing I can go for. And yeah, Pete, Pac-12 Player of the Year. In a tough conference to do that. And we miss so much of the peripheral stuff because we have to focus on the names that people know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's lowest common denominator sports. And I get it. But there are some real ballers who don't get credit and don't get shouted out because they play in a different time zone. They play in a different conference. If you're in the Big Ten, you're going to get fed Caitlin Clark, and rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that's the end all be all. And I'm looking forward to, like, I counted at some point 27 texts about Keisei Tamanaga Friday night.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Because we think everybody knows about Keisei. No, man. No. In their minds, I mean, think about it. There are media people who didn't think he was one of the best 5 in the Big Ten.
Yeah, they were putting him third. Some people had him third. Coaches had him second. I think we had him third.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. What? Okay, all of that's good, right? The country saw Shannon Jr. yesterday, and there are people who that's the first time they went, who is this dude?
Mm-hmm. I will say, I said the same thing because this dude was a lot different than the first time. I mean, he's always had that game, but that was just a dominant. He really just stepped it up. He's done it before, but at that level, it was impressive.
Like I said, through all of it, I love today because championships will be crowned, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those are big moments for folks, those legacy moments. And then somebody is going to get a draw later today that will enable them to shock the basketball world. Somebody's going to get an opportunity. Everybody's getting an opportunity. And there'll be one team that ends happy. There'll be one fan base that ends happy. Let me just say it again. There will be one fan base, one that is happy at the end of the season. There'll be one player who gets to say, I had the best year possible. One coach, that's it. Just pointing it out.
And with that, we'll throw it to break. This is The Breeze. Haas, DP, don't go anywhere.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Nutrition Authority presents Activator. University studies have shown that Activator helps with building muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Activator is for male and females of all ages who want to look, feel, and perform their best. Activator can only be found in Nutrition Authority. Stop in, call, or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Acres is bringing you the nation's largest indoor display of John Deere equipment and technology. Acres 2024 Ag and Turf Expo showcases everything from tillage and planting to application and harvest. We'll also offer the latest industry insights from ag professionals across the state. Join us in Grand Island at Fauner Park March 21st and 22nd. Go to acres.com/expo24 for a complete schedule of speakers and activities.
Hello, everybody. It's Charlie Stone, and here with me is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I hear that new Honda manufacturing continues to go up, and you have new Hondas in stock now.
That's correct, Charlie. We have more than 40 new Hondas in stock right now. It's great that a customer can come in and buy a new Honda and drive it home that day. New Honda inventory keeps getting better each month.
Okay, then. How about used cars, Andy?
We have more than 100 pre-owned vehicles to choose from right now, and a lot of fresh trade-ins are coming in daily. We have just about every maker model you can imagine in any price range.
Thanks again, Andy. People love the selection and great service at Honda of Lincoln. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular price athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Browns carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, folks. Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the Chevrolet and GMC Truck Month is now underway. We've got huge savings in Louisville. Get $9,000 off or 1.9% for 72 months on select models. Yes, you heard right. That's $9,000 off or 1.9% for 72 months happening right now at Koppel. So take that short money saving drive down 144th Street or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit. Stock number G214773.
Happy Hour.
Gina Mancuso-Prasowski of the Omaha Supernovas. You've played professionally for a few years. How emotional was that first match?
When I graduated the University of Nebraska, I thought that was it. I'll never play in front of my hometown. And going overseas where no one knows you, so you feel that isolation too. Play in front of my family and friends, it's a dream come true. That first time I got on the court at the beginning of our season and the crowd erupted, I mean, it took everything in me not to expose my emotion.
Weekdays from 1 to 2. Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into The Breeze. I'm Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We got the host, as always, Haas, streaming in, DP to my left. Gotten some college hoops there on the segment before. You guys can always just go back on YouTube, rewatch it if you missed any of it. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line is open for you as well. But Haas, the host as always, where do you want to go with it?
We got to talk about wrestling. So WrestleMania is around the corner. And just, wow, The Rock is back. So The Rock is really back. The Rock is wrestling. So I sent you that clip, Harrison, and roasting John Morant in Memphis. That was awesome.
It was great mic work. I'm sure. I wasn't expecting it. If anyone listening, Haas sent me a clip late at night, and The Rock does not hold back at all. He goes in and he gives John Morant a special shout out as well for out of nowhere. Didn't have to, but he made sure to get John there.
Oh man. And what's funny is you can really tell that society is just not what I expect a person to be like right now. Like, just society is just unacceptable in my mind. Like, sorry, you complain about everything. Literally complain about everything. My soup is too warm. My soup is too cold. I really want The Rock back, but I don't want him like this. Like, seriously? Now Stone Cold's going to come back and we're going to complain about that. HBK is going to get all his hair back and be able to kick people's chins off, and Triple H is going to wrestle, and China is going to come back from the dead, and we're going to complain about all that too. Like, what is wrong with people? All they do is complain just to complain. We have the freaking Rock back on TV every week, and he's playing this villain role, calling himself the final boss, which is so boss in itself. And we're like, nah, I don't want The Rock. I'd rather have Cody Rhodes. I'd rather have Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins' character is so lame right now, and people like it. I don't understand at all. DP, help me.
I can't help you with that because, okay, so Joe Gibbs used to say this thing: "Don't complain about complainers."
Okay.
Right? And that's the reaction is that he would ask questions about, things that need to be better. And he said, but the reaction can't be that you don't like complainers, so you complain about the complainers.
It's kind of a round circle there.
Right. He said, what you have to do is to say how it should be and be active in it.
Yep.
Right. So just be the version that you want rather than the version that you don't want, the version that bothers you. Right. And he said, case in point, on a plane, person takes their shoes off. I'm like, yo, feet.
This ain't your mom's house.
Right. Like feet. But then it becomes, no, I'm going to let that alone. I've got my shoes on. I control that. I've got my feet on the ground. I control that. I have to accept that people are people. That's a person. I don't know what they're going through. I don't know why their feet get hurt. They could have had surgery. It can be a ton of reasons.
Oh, it's nicer than I am.
Right. Well, here's the thing. That's kind of the point.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I'm trying to, in sports, just get to I need to always get to the humanity part of it. And that Hoss and I are in our apex WWE fan mode, that we get to see The Rock again.
Mm-hmm.
And we know how really cool that is. Like, we know that this is amazing. And so I can't let the person that didn't go through Rock version 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, who doesn't appreciate and respect what he's done and who he is, ruin the fact that he's back for us. So I'm on the side of me and Hoss are gonna, we'll go to WrestleMania and giggle like schoolgirls while people complain, because we know how absolutely awesome this is. If we said 5 years ago, Hoss, 10 years ago, that we were going to be at WrestleMania watching The Rock, we don't care about anything else, right? I don't care who else is in the building. I don't care who else is on the card. Wait a minute. Rock is doing his thing at, hey, Hoss, high five. Like, let's go. So I'm at a really good place. Like, I don't want to be, we got our people out here. I don't want to be those people, right? That, like, VCU's playing in the conference championship. Mm-hmm. I don't care what the result is. I'm going to celebrate the fact that they're there. They got there. Nebraska got to the Big Ten semifinals yesterday. I'm not worried about the complaint system, because, look, we remember, Harrison, what it was like to do those horrible post games of them getting their heads kicked in 25 times a year.
Shout out Bach and Austin, kept doing it.
Right.
It worked out eventually.
Right. Like, oh man. So I like the fact that they're trying to figure it out. I'm pretty sure that we booed somebody back in the day that we shouldn't have booed, Hoss. I probably shouldn't dislike Dominic because he's not my thing. There are people that love and respect Gunter. Hello, more power to you. Happy Sunday. I think the guy sucks. But but I'm trying, Hoss. I'm trying to go ring. Okay, what is the right way to say ring general for Gunter?
Ring general.
General is how they say it, right? Like right? Like that. Like, I can go to that good place and at least find humor.
I think that's the way you got to go.
Gunter and Dominic, right? That's hilariously lame. Like that.
I don't have to take you seriously.
Right? Like I don't have, like, it's not for me. I'm cool with it. It's not for me. Look at your girlfriend out there, Harrison. She was going to see her catwalk for you.
Don't know if I think I'm good. Pause. We gotta go to break here. Set up, tee this one up, and I'm gonna see if I can go cat. No, I'm just kidding. tee up a question for us, and we'll throw it to break. That's fine. We'll just throw it to break. I don't even say yours.
We'll be right back on the breeze from College Station.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Tominaga was hot for the Huskers. He had 30 points in the ball game. They are a lock for the tournament. They are in. They are a lock.
Write it down.
Nothing could take away Nebraska.
Where do you have them
basketball.
at?
Well, I'm curious if Bilitology and Jake are on the same page. I'd say 8 to 9 seed right now. I don't think they're the 10.
I say an 8.
Okay.
I say
We're
an
having the
8
same
seed
page
right
there.
now.
8 to 9
That's
seed.
right. I see him as an 8.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular price athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Browns carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
If you're looking for a pre-owned tractor to upgrade your operation this year, you'll find a wide selection at your local Landmark Implement. We'll work with you to find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. During the month of March, choose from a 6-month interest waiver or 4.5% fixed rate for up to 60 months on used 6M and R, 7R, 8R, or 9R tractors with approved credit. Visit landmarkimp.com to see our complete inventory or stop by your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit.
Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment of The Breeze. Harrison on the ones and twos. Haas, the host, is always streaming in, and DP to my left. Haas, we got a little bit of time here. I'll go ahead and just kick it over to you right away. Where do you want to go with it?
So what happened during the break with the catwalk?
So of course, directly in front of us, there's the window to O Street, which is the main drag in Lincoln, Nebraska. And various moments people walk by. So there are those that know we're here and they engage because they want us to know they're listening or that they're fans. Then there are those who don't know we're here and it's like, well, what's going on here? And then the final third is a group that it doesn't matter that we're here, but when they find out we're here, it's everything. And this was a woman who obviously is still on Saturday night time. And she stops. She's basically crip walking in front of the studio and catches a glimpse of Harrison and proceeds to kind of Seth Rollins dance her way across the window, right? Looking back at Harrison.
All right, we're starting to exaggerate a little bit. We were good until the
no. She stopped. She stopped. Harrison, fact or no? So the first third, she's just trying to gather herself.
Yeah, she was.
Right? Then she turns, she looks to Harrison, and then there's 2 panels worth of window that she is really trying to coordinate herself to what she's seeing and what she's thinking in the window.
Okay. It was a side of coordination. I don't know how else to put it. It's something else.
EP, stop trying to get the man in trouble.
No, I didn't say he did anything. I'm just saying his presence caused. It's like kind of when the rapper figured out that Randy Orton was behind him, lurking behind him. And the facial expression changes to, oh my goodness, what is about to happen here?
Yeah, a little bit of sweat.
Yeah,
Wait, I don't know. What's going on here? The window's great, Haas, though. Sometime come down to Lincoln. We can do some people watching right here.
Oh, it's so good on a Sunday morning because it's just there are those young people. Last night was a busy night in the Haymarket. And Sunday mornings are always interesting.
It's the responsible of the most responsible to the not having your stuff together at all.
I was like, what happened last night? Like, what happened? Like, there are times, Hoss, you want to ask the women, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, oh, you did a thing last night.
Hey, so with the limited time we have left, you say don't complain about the complainers, and it's true. I don't want to give the same energy they do, but it's just exhausting to see Sami Zayn during the month of Ramadan put on a show on Monday Night Raw and had a really good match. And then after the match, he's getting roasted on the internet, blamed on the internet for taking Chad Gable's spot from WrestleMania. And I'm sorry, but where Sami Zayn is versus Chad Gable is, like, there's no chance Chad Gable was going to have that WrestleMania spot. So Gunther versus Sami Zayn is obviously the right match. So what am I supposed to do, DP? If you're going to mentor me, just don't look at the internet anymore.
Well, yeah, true. One, very true. Don't do that.
Yep.
Don't read the comments. Don't read the comments. Don't read the comments. Like here's what I want from you for next week. Okay, ready?
Yep.
I need for you to erase the WrestleMania card. Erase it as it currently exists.
Woo! Let's go.
Right? And then we need Haas's WrestleMania.
Roman versus Rock.
Well, but I mean, and the thing about it, I mean, we all know that if you're going to set this matchups, that you have to have a plan for after, but to put on the best. Because listen, there's some matches in this I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand, and so in my mind, you could have done several things. And again, Brock being out certainly affects it.
CM
Punk being injured, like there are injuries that play into it, which is okay. But to me, I need to ask the question, would CM Punk have been okay with winning Gunther's title? That if you were going to pitch this thing that Cody should have won Gunther's title, which gave you time because he would have buildups and rivalries for that chip before he completes the story. But once he completes the story or doesn't complete the story, you've ruined or devalued so many other pieces of talent that you can't have the thing that's there. You're late. How do you not have, what is Solo Sikoa's mission at WrestleMania and why is he not on the card? Like there are things, what have you done? Like LA Knight recovering? Did he need to go through therapy? Did he need to, steroid cleanse? What was it that took him away from the action for 30 days? And then is that really the matchup that you want with Rhea Ripley? Is she your queen or not? And why have you allowed Io Sky to just vacate the championship on the other side and make it of zero value? Why have you done
said
that?
all that? There's one thing that I think they dropped the ball on that they could have done totally differently. And they could have made Randy Orton the other co-main event. They could have made Randy Orton for the last 4 or 5 months the unstoppable force. Shouldn't have put him against the Bloodline. I know stories change. I know it was supposed to be CM Punk and it shifted to Drew McIntyre, but instead of involving Seth Rollins with The Rock and involving him with Cody Rhodes, how about the greatest RKO ever, or stomp? Yeah, the stomp that turned into an RKO was the WrestleMania where Seth Rollins cashed in on Brock and Roman Reigns, and that was the first match was Randy Orton, Seth Rollins. So why not have that match happen again?
Why not? We'll talk about it more next week, Sunday, as always. Up next, we got the Nico Project. Shout out to Haas, DP, the host as always. We'll get out of here and keep ticket weekends going.